with setting up your resident portal and setting up your automatic payments. I already have a couple of naysayers here, but listen, we know that there's a lot of anxiety around all of the change in a new system and all of that. We're here to try and accommodate everyone. We're going to walk you through how to sign up for the resident portal, how to set up your automatic payments. If you run into problems or you run into hiccups as you're doing it, do not worry. We're going to set up some events in June where people can come and sit with FirstService residential associates. They'll have computers set up and they can walk you through it. To the extent you can figure it out at home and get signed up, that will make the whole process move a lot faster for everyone. So for tonight, we're just going to kind of walk you through how to go through the process. And then if you don't mind, just hold questions until the end after the presentation, and Matt and I will stay here and answer everyone's questions as best we can. If we don't have the information and we can't answer your question, we'll take a note, we'll consolidate the questions and get a communication out to the community. Okay? Now if my clicker works. Okay, there we go. So this is just an overview of the process, and really it's sort of a two-step process. First, you're going to be registering for the FirstService Residential Connect portal. And then once you've gone through that process, you're going to click on a button that says make a payment, which will take you to our partner ClickPay, who we have a partnership with for processing online automatic owner maintenance fee payments. So before you get started, just a little preparation work that you can do is one, make sure you know what your FirstService residential account number is. And I have a slide that's going to show you, what that account number is. We'll get to that. Make sure that you have access to your personal email account. If it's a Gmail account or an AOL account, whatever it is, make sure you can access that with a mobile phone or a personal computer, because you will be sent a verification code that you need to enter as you're going through the registration process. And then finally, make sure you have your banking information handy so you can set up your automatic payments. So you have your ABA routing number along with your account number. The second step, so step one is do a little preparation. Step two, with your statement, you'll see two website addresses. One is going to be the Greenbrier at Whittingham.connectresident.com address, and the other one will be the whittinghamcondo.connectresident.com. So if you're a Greenbrier resident, that's the one you're going to go to, and that will be in the statement and information that you receive. If you're part of the Whittingham section, that would be the website address that you use. Finally, once you've registered for the resident portal, you're going to see a little button at the resident portal, and I've got slides that'll highlight this, but you'll see this little make a payment button. And once you click on that, that is going to take you to the ClickPay site where you can log in and set up automatic payments for your maintenance fee payments. And once you do that, the good news is once you go in and go through this process and set everything up, those payments, it's a one-time shot. You'll be finished. Even if your, God forbid, maintenance fees increase from 1 year to the next by $10, that adjustment will be made automatically for you. There's no need to go in and make any adjustment there. There is a video to step everyone through registering for the resident portal. Matt can send that out in an email. It's good little training. It's a YouTube video. If you have the time and if you're stuck in the process, it's a good little tool to review. No, we will send that out you don't have to take notes. And Matt's going to send a recording of tonight's session or this afternoon's sessions, one or the other. And there's also this entire PowerPoint presentation I've saved as a PDF file, so you'll have access to that as well. So that URL will be in there.
And when we email that out tomorrow, there actually are live links. So you can click on the previous slide with the YouTube video. You'll just be able to click on that and it'll pop up, as well as the links to the two sites.
So you'll see in the website address bar, we're at Greenbrier at Whittingham at connectresident.com. This will be your landing page. And once you're here, I've got a little note here. You got to scroll all the way down towards the bottom of the page. And when you get to the bottom of the page, you're going to see this button that says create account, and simply click on that. Then you'll be prompted to enter just some basic information, first name, middle initial, last name, country, mobile number would be good information to have. If you don't want to put in your mobile number, you can enter your home phone number. That's fine too. You're going to enter your email address, your personal email address, and then confirm, retype that email address, and then click on the register button. You may receive one of these. This is to make sure that you're not a robot. It's a security measure. So you may be asked a couple questions. Which of these pictures have hills or motorcycles or bikes? Just click on the pictures and you'll get past that security measure. Now, once you do that, it's going to prompt you. It's going to say you are one step closer to accessing your account. Please select one of the options below for us to look up your property. My recommendation is do not look it up by property address. If there's a space or a letter or something that's wrong, then you may have to search around to find, or the system may have to search around to find your location. Please use your account number, and that's the account number that's going to be on your statement that you receive. And I'll show you where to find that in a second. And just a quick note, if you haven't received your statements yet, you should receive them in the next day or two. I know a lot of residents received them yesterday. A lot of owners received them today. So that's just the U.S. mail taking its time to get to everyone. Okay. So once you do receive your statement, you're going to find your account number in two different locations. One will be at the top left of the statement that you receive, and the other one is going to be down here with the coupon. So here, this would be your account number. If you do want to pay by check, this is the information that'll be on your statement. You'll notice that there's Greenbrier, Whittingham, Carroll First Service Residential, the P.O. Box, and it's in Tampa, Florida. So you're certainly welcome to pay by check as well if you prefer to do that. Now, once you've entered your account information, that's when they're going to send you a verification code. So that's going to be in your email inbox. So make sure you have access to your email. You'll see the code gets entered, and then you would hit submit. If you get tripped up, there's a help button you can call for a toll-free number. They may be able to assist you. And then once you've registered for the portal, it will say success, and it will bring you to this, your resident portal. So this is just a quick overview of the resident portal. You'll see the make payment button, which is what you're going to want to click on to set up your payments. You'll also notice on the resident portal, they'll have things like forms and documents, a calendar. We're in the process, as we're going through this, of populating the resident portal and transferring over from some of the older systems to First Service systems. So as we go through that process, they'll have more and more information on the resident portal. So again, at your resident portal, you want to click on Make a Payment. And that's going to be at the top left of that screen. You'll notice in the website address bar that takes you to clickpay.com, which is the company that we partner with for homeowner payments. It's going to it should pre-populate with your email address that you entered in as you registered for the resident portal. Prompt you for a new password, just confirm that password. And then you would click on the update button. And it will bring you to this screen. Now, you'll notice, because we don't officially start as your management company until June 1st, it's landed, you'll see what's highlighted is Pay Now. And it says not accepting payments are disallowed. That's for a one-time payment. Once we move past June 1st, you won't see this error code. But we don't want to do a Pay Now. We want to set up auto pay. So be sure when you land on this screen, you click on the auto pay button. That will then take you to the screen to set up your auto payments, your recurring payments on a monthly basis. You'll notice I've got auto pay highlighted, and then down here, you'll see the button that says set up auto pay. Once you click on that, you can confirm your address, send payments from, you're going to add a new payment option, okay? When you click on that, it's going to prompt you for your banking information. So make sure you have that banking information readily available. You're going to add a new bank account. Once you've done that, you'll see that you have a send a payment from. This is the option. It will display your bank, last 4 digits of your bank account code. The frequency you're going to set as monthly. And then you can click on this calendar icon, and that will allow you to schedule your payments. So in this case, you'll see that because we don't start until June 1st, all of these, any payments prior will not be accepted, but you can set up your first payment to be June 1st. You can choose the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, whatever the case may have been for your payments previously. Then the next screen, you'll see that in this instance, the person selected June 3rd as their first payment date. Keep that until you change or cancel. You can select, I would recommend paying the full amount due. You can also opt to pay the recurring charges and scheduled assessments only. And finally, you can get a notification before the payment is processed, either 1 or 2 days, you can select that. And you'll get a little email notification that your payment has been scheduled. As you're going through the registration process, you're going to get a little confirmation. Just click confirm. And at that point, your automatic payments are set up. And like I said, they will change if maintenance fees increase from 1 year to the next. There's no need to go in. Once you set this up, your payments are set on a recurring basis. If by any chance you own multiple properties here at this community, or you also own another property at a First Service residential managed community, you can link that as well, and you could add that account. So that's just an option. If that's the case, you can certainly contact the management office and Matt, and they can walk you through that. So that's an overview of the process. There's a lot of information that's been mailed to you that received in the mail. It has your statement. You know, the process, if you can navigate it, should be fairly straightforward. But if not, if you get tripped up, again, we're going to be scheduling some time in June where we can sit with owners one-on-one and walk them through. So at this point, I'm going to open up the floor. I'm sure there's a lot of questions. I'm going to ask Matt to walk around with the microphone, and we're going to answer your questions as best we can.
And if you could, once we get all the questions in the audience taken care of, there are some that come in on Zoom, so we want to make sure we get them all taken care of and answered as well. I didn't see who, you were probably first.
Due by, is there a grace period?
Yeah. So the grace, just so I can be clear, we're trying to accommodate everyone. We know this can cause a lot of anxiety. There are not going to be any late fees assessed for June and July as we step through this process, okay? So everyone has time to mail in a check to try and set up their automatic payments. My understanding is the 10th is the last day of the grace period for homeowner payments. But like I said, June and July, there won't be any late fees assessed.
One other question. We got an invoice for the first month. If you do online, are you going to continue to get the invoice? And if you're going to pay by mail, will you continue to get them?
So for the statements, I believe there's an option at the bottom of the statement that has some information on how to opt out of paper statements. I don't have one in front of me, but I believe that's the case. And I also, you jogged my memory for another point that I'd like to make is that because the accountant still has to close out the month of May in terms of homeowner payments received. If you have a prepaid balance where you've prepaid, or you have an amount due, an outstanding balance, maybe you've had some in-home services, those won't appear on this initial statement. It's just going to be the flat maintenance fee. And then when we reconcile that, when the statements go out in June for your July payment, any prepaid balances or amounts due will be reflected on that second statement that goes out.
So if I have my old coupon book and want to use it for June, and can I? Because
No.
I don't have a new one.
Well, your statement,
I don't have a
your
statement.
statement will arrive in the mail, I would say in the coming days. If it does, for some reason, it doesn't, you don't have it in hand by the middle of next week, contact the management office and we can get your account information and help get you set up on automatic
Second
payment.
question.
Sure.
If I'm not going to do automatic payment, do I need to have a portal? Is there other information in it other than paying?
You don't need to have the portal, but as we populate that portal, you'll be able to do things like, well, service requests, maintenance requests. There's options for doing architectural modifications. We're not there yet, but there's good reason to access the portal. And there's information such, it's a way to access the governing documents of the association, basic financial information,
So you
things like
should
that.
have the
Yeah,
portal,
I think
even if you're not doing
yeah,
automatic payment.
yes, it's a helpful tool.
Okay, thank you.
Jump over on that side.
Jump over there.
Now, will you go?
Okay. Okay, hi. So we started populating our profiles. Emergency contact isn't working yet. What's a representative?
What's my representative?
What is a representative?
A representative
On the profile page.
on the profile page?
Mhm.
I'm not sure what
I'll-
you mean by. profile.
I'll take a screenshot of it and send it to you.
Okay,
Okay,
sure, yeah, I'm just not
um,
sure what that is.
Why, actually, let me jump, can we put, our check, we're not gonna go electronic. Can we put it in the accounting mailbox in the library maybe?
Well, I believe there's a white box outside of the management office where people have been making,
There's, in the library, there's a numbered mailbox that says accounting, checks for accounting.
yeah, I just,
That's
I'm
where
not
we used to
familiar.
put it. Okay.
I know that people have referenced a white mailbox upstairs outside of the management office, and we're going to accommodate that for maintenance fee payments. I just can't speak to what that mailbox may have been used for.
Over on this side.
If I manage to get this account set up by some miracle, that's thinking positive. Are you telling me that I cannot set it up before June 1st?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And I can go back to the slides, but the recurring payments, right? That option where you have the calendar that you saw,
Yes.
right? You have to wait until you schedule your payment for either June 1st or afterwards.
Okay.
The function of making a one-time payment through ClickPay, that's not going to open up until June 1st, but you can schedule automatic payments at this time. as
Okay.
of-
So I can go home tonight and try to get this thing working.
Yes,
And if I put in June 5th, which is when they were taking out the automatic payment, everything should happily move right along.
yes. And like I said, if you get tripped up during the process, we're going to be scheduling time in June.
What
so-
about a panic number, a phone number?
There's no need to panic. There's no late fees, right?
Huh?
There's no late fees for the month of June. There's no late fees for the month of July. You can
That's
al-
not what I'm worried about. I'm never late with my payments. I'm worried about doing this.
Well, right. And like I said, if you get tripped up, we're going to schedule some evenings where we have a lot of associates who can step everyone through that process.
Okay,
And
can I
it may
make,
have, it may be several evening sessions,
Right.
depending on the number of people who are unsuccessful at signing up for this, but we're here to
can I make
accommodate.
a little suggestion?
Sure, I'm open.
Perhaps you have a printed instruction sheet
Mhm.
that goes along step by step
Sure. So
that we could follow?
this will be in a PDF that Matt is going to mail out tomorrow. And then we could put together just a little, I think, cheat sheet of.
Some people
stuff.
don't even know what a PDF is.
That's.
You
fair.
know, or
No,
a
it's very fair.
YouTube
Yeah.
or
No, it's very-
or anything on the computer.
That's,
So,
that's very, that's very accurate. I'm very sensitive to the demographic of the community, and that's why we're trying to be as accommodative as possible and we will set up some sessions where we can step everyone through. For those who don't, some people may not have a computer. We recognize that. So we're here to accommodate everyone.
okay.
We'll get you there.
We'll give it to you.
I always do everything automatically, but I'm thinking of changing my mind. If all I have to do is write a check and stick it in a mailbox, Why bother?
Well, and listen, you can.
I never did with anything else, but I'm ready to start now.
It's your prerogative, although it may seem daunting.
Mhm.
Once it is set up, you don't have to worry about it for perpetuity. So that, depending, if you'd rather go through that process every month, that's your prerogative, but we're here to help you. And, you'll be able to schedule time and people can work with you to set up your account.
Is there a fee for ClickPay?
There's no fee for ClickPay. There is a fee if you opt to pay by credit card, but for
Okay.
using your bank account information and just making payments, there's no fee.
Now, I went on the site today and I put in a new password and I put in my email address. And and then it asked for my house address. And when I submitted that, I got that there was two addresses and I had a call, I had to make a call. When I called, nobody answered. I left several messages. Nobody ever called me back.
Okay. Was that the 800 number that you called?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the 833.
Sure, yeah. So that goes back to, we'll have to address that with the customer care center. But in terms of entering that's why I recommend using your
The
account
account
number
number,
as
I'll have to
opposed
do
to
that.
right? Because
Now, is the new password that you're using for this program, is this good also for the portal? Because
Well,
when I
it-
went on the portal with this new password, it didn't work. It said invalid.
so to register for the resident portal, you're creating a password at that time.
Yeah, I created a new password.
Then if you click on make a payment to go to ClickPay,
Okay.
you would enter a password there. And
Oh, it's a different password.
it doesn't have to be, but you're still creating the password, so it
Okay.
shouldn't have rejected your password.
Okay.
That's,
Yeah. Well, that's what happened.
I currently have auto pay and I want to continue that. And I was following the instructions that I saw on my computer. But I don't like the idea of entering my bank information onto the computer. How do I avoid that? I don't want to put in my bank account number or the other number.
the only thing that my understanding is when several years ago, as the community went from a TOPS to Appfolio, that there were appointments that were made with Irene and Libby to set up automatic payments, which would have included your bank information, I believe, if you were in auto payments.
I'm on automatic now, and it does not include the bank account.
So
And I would never put a bank account. I've been hacked already. I'm not going to do it again.
that's fine. You're not required to set up automatic payments. You're not required
I
to
can,
use,
but I've had it since I'm here.
so
I've had automatic payment all these years without including my bank account number on a computer. So
Okay,
everybody can get it.
right. If you don't want to do that, you can still pay by check.
They tell you on television
Okay.
not to put your bank account number on a computer. So, and you're telling us to do it.
Yeah, the thing is, if
Again,
you
it's
set
their
up
choice.
auto pay, then you have to put your bank account number on the computer. And that doesn't make sense because it's dangerous.
Forget it. Anybody-
Again, there's millions of people who are entering bank information to make automatic payments. But again, that's your personal choice. And if you're uncomfortable with that, you can always pay by check.
I'm comfortable continuing as I was until this came along.
You want to?
Here you go.
Why can't we?
Well, so we talked about setting some events up in June where we're going to have other first service associates with laptop computers, and you can come in and we'll step you through the process and get you signed up. We're bringing, if you want to sign up for the automatic payments, we're bringing laptop computers. And so we can assist you
Oh.
setting that up.
Gentlemen. Stop it. I want
why can't the banking information be written down on a form and given into you and not be put on the computer for everyone to hack?
So that's the intent of having these evening sessions in June so that you can sit down with someone, bring in a voided check, get you signed up. Personally, I wouldn't want to hold on to a lot of handwritten forms with banking information on it. To me, it's not very secure. But we are there to step you through the process, and it's not a form that's going to be required. We'll just sit side by side with you and get you set up.
People do it. Other people do it. Just write your number on a form and give it in with a check, avoid a check and.
Right, but yeah, we're going to want to work with you because to create that login information, so you know you have your password if you need to access ClickPay. That's the reason, one of the reasons we want to do it that way.
You guys have been waiting
Thank you.
patiently.
Thank you.
My first question is, what do we do about the June 1st payment? Because I like to pay on the 1st of June. I haven't attempted to set up the portal or anything yet. Do I send in a check for the June payment?
That would be fine if you want to pay on the first.
And then set up the portal after that?
Sure, that's fine.
Do you have any idea when in June you're going to set up the sessions? Because we're going to be away for part of June.
So more than likely, second and third week in June, I would estimate. Now, with that, if we don't get to everybody during their sessions, the staff upstairs who has been working here, they're going to be first service residential employees. They'll get trained on how to get people set up. And, just from my experience in Concordia, we're not going to get everyone on the first 15 days or the first 30 days, but it's a process that's going to take place over time. That's why you have the option to pay by check. We just want to accommodate everyone, try and get everyone set up on the automatic payments. And once we get the existing staff onboarded as first service residential employees, they're trained up to speed. That will be even more people who can assist the
Just a
owners.
quick question. So you want me to pay the June 1st payment by check and then maybe next week set up my account?
That's fine. If your preference is to pay on the first of the month,
Yeah.
that would be fine.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
It's quite a bit of information to take in. I find one thing extremely irritating, and that is I am not a robot. It's a very small screen. I've had experience with that where I've had to go off the computer because it's dark. It's very hard to see what's a hill, what's a light, whatever. Why is that necessary to be?
It's just a security measure. The people that I've worked with, a few of residents now stepping in through this process, and that hasn't come up. In years past, it has. Again, if it's something that comes up and it hinders your process or your ability to sign up, that's why we have these sessions that we're going to schedule in June to help you get past that. We don't want you, right? We don't want you to get frustrated.
To do that?
Hopefully not.
Okay, because I really find that major irritant. Did you want?
Yeah.
Could you please photograph those instructions and leave them with Brenda, because a lot of people don't have access to a computer or a printer. And you said you were going to put a PDF file. A lot of people don't even know what a PDF file is. Can't you print it up and leave it at the front desk for everybody to look at?
Yeah, I think we can do some step-by-step instructions and print them out and leave them up for people. Yeah, we can do that.
Why can't I just do it through my bank's auto pay? Why do I have to go through you?
You don't, absolutely. And that's a very good point. Thank you.
Set it up.
If you are currently do online banking through your financial institution, you can continue to do that. Now, that said, you're going to want to delete the old payee that you had with your old account number information. And you're going to want to use, when you set up online banking, you're going to reference that account number that you saw in the statement. And if they prompt you for an address, you're going to want to use the PO box in the Tampa, Florida. That's at the bottom of your statement. Does that make sense? Can I get a show of hands? People, does anybody make their maintenance fee payments by using their bank, say Bank of America? Okay. And you can continue to do that. But when you set up before, the payee is whether it was Whittingham or Greenbrier, there was an account number that was referenced with that. So if that's how you want to continue, my recommendation is you delete that old payee and set up a new payee. It's still going to be payable to Greenbrier. It's going to still be payable to Whittingham. But in the memo field, it's going to ask you for an account number when you're setting up that payee, and you're going to reference the account number that's on your statement.
Okay, I have the mic. I have the mic.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
All right, I have a very simple question. If you want to pay by June 1st is a Saturday. I ran into this with something else. When would it come out? The following Monday? Or the Friday before? The Friday before is the 31st.
So if you set up for an online payment and you schedule it for the 1st, I don't know off the top of my head if ClickPay would process that payment over the weekend or wait until Monday to process that. If you pay by check, of course, there's the transit time in the mail, and when the
If
when the
it's
check gets
through the
deposited.
bank, it would still go through that Tuesday then, right?
If you, well, depending if you pay by your bank, however long it takes your bank to process that payment. But if it's ClickPay, I would think it would be on a Monday. If your payment was scheduled for the 1st, that they would pull that on the 1st or afterwards.
Trying to show a little love on both sides.
She and I have the same question. How do you set up the portal? Where do you go?
Right. So I've got these up, but I referenced on that statement, there was some inserts as well. And I showed you the two website addresses. One was for Greenbrier and one was for Whittingham. So that will be on this in the papers that you receive with your statement. It's not on, well, it may be on the statement actually. If someone has a statement, can I look at yours? No, so the statement doesn't reference the website address specifically, but it's in the letter that accompanies the statements. Okay. And if you ever, I can't find it or I misplaced it, you can just call the management office and they'll give you that website address. Yeah. Oh, Jose, thank you. Oh, this is just a generic portal.connectresident.com. I'll go back to these are the two website addresses. Greenbrier at Whittingham.connectresident.com, WhittinghamCondo.connectresident.com. Right, there were separate mailings for whether you're a resident at Greenbrier or a resident at Whittingham. Max got the mic.
Okay. In the regime of the old board and the old management, a person I know came in the wrong way through one of the gates because the gate wasn't working. Now, no, Joe, wait. What happened was she's on automatic and they fined her and she didn't realize she was going to get a fine and it came out of the automatic. So when you set this up, is this only for the maintenance fee or can something else come out of it?
So if there's two options, one was pay in full and the other one was pay your recurring charges. So if it's pay in full, then everything that was on that statement, if it's in-home services, now a fine, I think that typically the owner would receive notice of the fine. But I just can't speak to that. But so there's two options.
Wait till he gets them.
No, my clicker stopped working. So just there's two options. The pay the full amount due or pay recurring charges and scheduled assessments only. And so if that's the route that you want to go, although I'd recommend pay amount full due, pay full amount due, you'll notice, and I don't have a pointer, but I spent a lot of time this evening talking about setting up your automatic payments. If for some reason you're set up on the recurring charges and you want to make a one-time payment, say it was for a fine, you can always log into your ClickPay account and hit pay now for a one-time payment.
Quick question. Here I am. I was going to send in my check for the June 1st. And then, now that the opportunity has been presented, come back when I could get a one-on-one later on in June and set everything up at that point. So I'll pay my June 1st and then we'll go on from after my appointment.
Sure, that's fine.
Perfect.
You can
Thank
pay
you.
by check and then maybe we'll set up your automatic payments for July 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, or whatever date you choose.
Can this, we don't have a laptop, we have an iPad. Can this be done through an iPad?
I believe so. I think a lot of people have. And again, if not, we'll be coming back in June with PCs, but you should be able to do it on an iPad.
Okay, the other question is, I'm not, I guess, I don't, I'm not officially set up with my bank, but my payments have been coming out of my bank through another bank that was done probably 20 years ago, and it automatically takes it out. Is there anything I have to cancel, or just, is that bank that used to take the money out, is that kaput?
It would depend on whether or not you're paying through your bank as an online check, or if you had set up automatic payments through Appfolio. And without knowing that, I just can't comment on that.
I have been doing automatic payments through my bank. Okay, and I want to continue that. So I didn't hear what some of the questions or answers. So do I have to go to the bank with the letter and tell them that the payment will go to?
If you log on, if you go online to set up payees with your online bank, you should.
I don't do online bank.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you did.
No,
Okay. So how do you make your maintenance fee payments now?
it just automatically come out of my bank.
Okay. So it sounds like you were set up for through Appfolio for automatic payments. This would be the same process. And so instead of going to your bank, we'll schedule some time in June. And I would suggest that you come to one of those sessions and someone will sit with you and set that up for you.
Okay, thank you.
I have the auto pay, and typically I had set it for it to be paid on like the 28th of the month so that it would reach the association by the 1st of the month. Now, I did receive an email, in the past week saying that they thanking me for my payment. But now I've received the statement, it doesn't show. About how long will it be before that payment that came out of my account the end of May will show on my statement?
Right. So if you made a payment for June at the end of May, the statement that you received will not reflect that payment because we have to, we're changing accounting systems. We've got to close out the month of May. When we send out the statements in the middle of June for your July payment, at that time, any credits or past due balances that will appear on that statement that's mailed in June.
So then I should just wait for that statement before I set up the auto pay, or?
No, I don't think you have to. If you're only just paying your maintenance fee and there's, that you don't have any other charges, you can go ahead and set up your.
Like for the end of June then, since.
Sure, yes.
The end of May was
Right.
already.
If
was
you
already
want it
done.
June 30th or 29th as opposed to July 1st, sure.
And what is the fee if someone were to choose to pay it by credit card?
I think it's $9.95 off the top. It's
Really?
yes. And I mean, that's a ClickPay fee. It's not our fee. So I would recommend using your banking information to make payments,
Right.
automatic payments.
Okay, thank you.
Just a suggestion, when you send out the email with the PDF, you might want to include both websites in the body of the email so that I can just open the email and click on whatever website I want instead of having to open the PDF, which people seem to be confused about.
Sure, that's good feedback. I think, Matt, can you,
Well,
Matt,
well,
Matt,
I'm not done.
a good suggestion, to include the website addresses, the URLs for people to click on to register for
The
the
body
resident
of the
portal.
email.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
body. Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll be helpful.
Thanks.
The other thing, you've kind of alluded to the fact we already have a portal. I know we have a portal. It has all the addresses on it. It's got all the forms on it. You implied that you're switching over to this new portal. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, are you going to continue to maintain the old portal until you switch over? How
For
is
a-
that going to work?
For a very, the portal, actually your Appfolio portal, there's a communication that went out indicating that it would be shut down this week. There may be, I don't,
But
probably there are a
there's
couple.
information on there we need. There's forms, there's the address book is there.
Right.
So is that going to be in here?
So we have, yes, so there's things like your documents,
Yeah.
we can upload it. Yes, we'll have a fully built resident portal. We'll make sure that what's on your website, what you're used to seeing at Folio, that we can build out with the resident
So
portal.
that'll be there this week when you shut down the other one?
Well, what is it that you're looking for specifically that you want to have access to?
I like to look at the updated address book. Okay. Sometimes you need a form.
Mhm.
Whatever. I mean, it's got the minutes, it's got all kinds of stuff on
Right,
there. There's a
so-
lot of information on there.
Yes, and we're going to be.
And I don't think you should shut it down if you're not giving us something else.
Okay, so I'll check with Libby, Matt, and see what is on the current portal that we may have to migrate over a little bit sooner. But in terms, the reasoning, the reason for shutting down the portal and that communication, we didn't want to have payments going to multiple places, just from an accounts
Well, you
receivable.
could shut down the portal without shutting down the information.
And if that's the case, that's what we can do. Yeah.
The other question is, it seems that you're going to have two different portals, one for Whittingham and one for Greenbrier. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a great deal of overlapping between Greenbrier and Whittingham.
Yes.
Is that going to be on two separate portals that you're maintaining, or is that going to be in a common area?
So there's gonna be two portals. There's also gonna be a WOA
That
portal.
would seem a lot of redundant work.
Yes and no. Yes and no, but really they're three different entities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the names and addresses of people, if you have clubs, you're gonna have to go to Greenbrier. Let's see, where do they live? Oh, they live in Greenbrier, so now you gotta go to Greenbrier. And then, oh, wait a minute, this other member lives in Whittingham, so then I gotta click over to Whittingham. We don't have books that we can look up people's names and addresses. And if you call the front desk, oh no, we can't give it to you. That's sacred information or whatever you want to call it. We cannot give you people's names. We cannot
have
give
one
you
phone book?
people's phone numbers.
We can post if there's a published phone book, we can
No,
publish that.
not a new, we do not have new books. Online, but if you're gonna have two onlines, you're gonna have one for Greenbrier and one for.
No. I'm sorry. There'll be one book with everyone. You can access it through any portal. If that's the way it's maintained now, we'll continue to maintain it that way.
And also too, will we get a confirmation when we pay? Now we pay our common charge. Now we get an email. Thank you very much. Do you
Yeah.
say that we're going to get a paper confirmation?
No.
Or we're going to get an email confirmation?
There's going to be an email notification that your payment has been scheduled. And I believe ClickPay, when they do process the payment, does send out a confirmation email. I just have to double check on that.
They send it out in an email, but some people don't have email, so don't know if they can send it out in a piece of paper if they give you a check.
Well, the other, if you want to verify that your payment has posted, you can go to the resident portal and you can click on your account and you can see that your payment has posted to your account.
Okay, I pay directly through my checking account. It's a recurring payment and it's timed to arrive on June 1st. So it'll arrive on June 1st at the old address and the old account number. Is there going to be an issue with that?
So have you, when did you schedule that payment for May to arrive on the 1st? Okay. So it's
To
probably
arrive
ar-
at the first, so
so
the
it's-
bank, it's in process now.
Sure.
And it's supposed to arrive on June 1st.
So that check will come here, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so we'll handle that. We'll process that. That
So there's a little grandfather period.
absolutely. So
between the two account
we've received
numbers.
some checks residents have dropped off. We'll process those. Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Being that we're already set up with auto pay with the bank, can we just go to the bank, give them our account number, and give them the new address where to send it?
Sure, if you're using your bank for online payments like that and
Yeah, but yeah.
they'll work with you,
Rather than
then yeah,
fill
that
out
should be
all
fine.
the forms and put our account number on the.
I would take, yes, if that's how you set up your online banking, I would take that statement that you received in the mail to your bank and work with them to set that up for you.
Thank you.
Sure. He's in charge of the question.
Hi, my automatic payment of 10th of the month. So should I inform to bank not to pay or is a continuation
So you,
for the June?
for June, I would, if you, I would switch over. Are you using your online, are you online banking? Or
No, no.
using through Appfolio?
I sign up over here
Okay,
and they process everything done. And since 1 year is automatic payment 10th of the month.
right, so those,
So for June, my bank may be in the old account. They send the money to the account or something.
so if you've done that through Appfolio and it's scheduled for the 10th, that's been turned off. So I would either set up,
So
Through
they
Click-
won't pay, bank won't
they
pay?
won't, no, they will not pay that
Okay.
because the portal's been shut down,
And
correct?
if I write a check, and can I mail in a white box outside?
Yes, you can pay by writing out a check and putting in that, in the white mailbox. Yes,
Is outside, there is a one white box.
yes. And then if you want to set up automatic payments, we can do that for your July payment. Correct.
Okay.
She's been waiting forever.
I just want to clarify something. All that is going to be deducted is my monthly maintenance. I don't want any charges or assessments put on that account without my knowledge.
Okay.
So
So
what do I click on?
you would click on pay recurring maintenance fee charges only. You would choose pay recurring charges and scheduled assessments only.
And scheduled, I don't want to pay a scheduled.
That would be if there was the association passed something like a special assessment in addition to your regular.
I would
maintenance
want to
fees.
know about anything
Well,
that they're.
yeah, of course, you would
assessing.
get notification of any type of special assessment, yes.
Okay. So that's. the-
I just want to read you from May, okay? Whittingham Homeowners Association Incorporated, online payment confirmation. Thank you for your automatic payment on 5/1/2024. Your confirmation number is, and they give me a confirmation number. To make future payments, go to your online portal. And that's how I pay. I never did a thing. I don't have an account number. They just automatically took out every month, from my bank. They took out, I don't know how whatever they did. It was easy. I didn't have to do anything and I was happy.
Well, we want to make you happy and we don't want to make this complicated.
But it is very.
Yes, okay, that's fine, fair enough. But that's why we're going to schedule time to come back and sit with everyone so that if it's frustrating you, we're going to step you through the process.
Sorry.
Okay, I just want clarification regarding regarding the portal that's going to be shut down. Now, we had some architectural work done where I had to get an application and there, that information is still up there, so I like it there. Now, will that be will that be lost as you make this transition?
So if you have
Yeah.
things that we want to archive, like architectural modifications,
Yeah.
we can attach that to your resident portal, to your account in our system.
They
Connect.
know that they're going to do that?
No,
Or they're not?
so all the information that we need to archive, that's like, we're going to keep that open until we can pull that and then populate our.
Well, what do you mean? It won't be, I'll
We're,
still.
we're not going to destroy any information that may have been archived in AppFolio. We'll pull that information, make sure it's archived, and then see if we can, take something like an architectural modification that's been approved and attach that to your account.
They could? Oh. mhm.
Front that's had her hand up for a long time. Saw you from the back row.
I received the statement to pay by check. And you mentioned that if I do the first statement by check, then I have to put additional information on the computer to change over to automatic payment?
No, if you want to pay by check, you can simply detach the coupon at the bottom of the statement and either mail that to the Florida address.
Right, but I want to pay only the first one
That's
in
fine.
case I have problems doing it on computer.
Sure.
So I might want to pay the first one by check and then set up the automatic payment account. Is there anything that I'm going to have to rescind?
No.
Or no, I just go in just like I didn't pay it by check and I completely do the procedure for automatic payment.
Correct.
And I don't have to change anything,
No.
right? Okay.
If we have automatic payment already, do we have to give them any information other than the account number?
If you have automatic payments already, those are being, if it's through AppFolio, those will be turned off. If it's an online check that's sent by your bank, then yes, you would need to update the information with your online bank.
Wait a minute. What information do we have to give the bank other than the account number? Or do we have to give them the account number?
Well, I guess my question to you is, your current payments is it an automatic deduction
Mhm.
that's done through AppFolio, or did you work with your bank to set up an online payment for your maintenance fee payments?
It was set up years ago.
About
I mean,
three.
I'm here 29 years. I couldn't tell you that.
Okay, so it sounds like you're on an automatic payment through AppFolio. So that is being turned off. And then so for recurring automatic payments, we would use the ClickPay system that we just worked through. We would need to enter the banking information into ClickPay so you can make your payments, correct? It goes to the association. So the payee is going to be either the Greenbrier Whittingham or the Whittingham Condominium Association. It doesn't come to First Service.
When are you turning off Folio?
I believe the portal for the payments at this point has been turned off.
Okay, so
This
you
week.
do not have the payment for June.
Correct. Correct.
When-
Unless for some reason you had scheduled it for May 25th or something like that. But if you had to schedule for June 1st or afterwards,
When are your people going to be here so that with their computers, so it can be set up and have them take it out automatically.
Matt and I, we're working to set up some dates, but second, third week in June, it sounds like that may be the best time for us to set this up. But we'll send out an email, we'll get communication out advising of when those dates are. And we'll probably, depending on the number of people that are going to need assistance, we may have to break it up either alphabetically, for example, last names ending A through F, and then in a subsequent session, G through M or whatever, just so we're not, if there's only 10 first service resident associates here, we can only accommodate so many people. So we're going to try and break it up that way. So it's going to be a series of dates that, and Matt will be in charge of communicating that to the community.
So before before I retired, I was in IT. Okay. So my question to you is, why are you not converting this? I have converted many systems in my time, and you convert the data, you pull it out of one system and you plug it into the other. Okay. Why aren't you doing this? I mean, this is chaos here. There's so many questions. There's so much confusion. So why did you even consider doing a
We did.
conversion?
We explored it, and we couldn't download the banking information from Appfolio. And as I was working with Libby and Irene, a lot of the banking information that they had received was in paper form over the course of several years. We don't know people if they had updated their banking information. So from our perspective, one, we couldn't download the information out of Appfolio. And then two, if we all of a sudden tried to upload 1,600 different bank accounts into our system and process payments,
Yeah.
I think that would be equally chaotic, quite honestly, if the
I don't,
information
but
was
it's okay.
incorrect.
My other question is the controls that you have on I'm going back to those websites because I feel like you are not giving us the due respect by shutting down the website and talking about archiving everything without making sure that you have everything in this new portal. So I'm going to say to you again, you should not be shutting down this website.
Yeah, and we'll confirm with that. The intent of shutting down the portal was so we're not having payments pulled from those bank accounts and going to the Lakeland bank account, the old operating account.
If a person chooses to mail in a check every month, okay, are they going to get a coupon book or are they going to get a statement?
Right now it's statements, and I think it probably would make sense going into 2025 for a coupon book to be distributed. That's the way everyone's used to operating, so we could, continue with the coupon books.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get to some of the questions that have come through the chat. Zoom questions. I had an existing auto pay. Do I need to create a new account? Yes, that was the purpose of tonight's meeting. Again, Matt will be sending out the PowerPoint slide deck along with the website addresses in the body of the email. I will be setting up my bank for auto payment. How do I set that up? If that is an online check that you do through your banking institution, I would recommend setting up a new payee with the new account information that is on your statement. Question 3, I've already registered, but when I get to ClickPay, it says payment disallowed. Is that because it is not live until June 1st? So to answer your question, if you go back to the ClickPay site and toggle from the one-time payment to set up auto payment, you'll be able to schedule your payment for the 1st of June. Will maintenance fees be included in the automatic payments? Yes. Came in late. What site do I go into to set up my auto account? Those website addresses are going to be in the inserts that accompanied your statement in the mailing that you received in the mail. 6, when I logged in, it told me that there are 2 addresses for me. There is only one of my address. Why? So this goes back to the point. I would enter the account information and not your physical address, and that will connect your account. Only info I received was that they were deleting my old account with no further info except this meeting. What site do I go in to set up my auto account? Again, when you receive the mailing in the mail, it's going to have your statement along with information to sign up for the portals, the website portals, the website address for the portals. Matt will be sending out another email communication as well. If AutoPay is set up after June 1, will AutoPay work for June's payment, or do we still have to write the check? No, if you set it up for June 1st or afterwards, that will be your June payment. I set up my portal account last night and then did click pay account. This is a different account number. Will my account be properly credited with two different accounts? Yes, you don't necessarily have to pay attention to the click pay account number. Once you enter your First Service residential account number, that will link your payment to your account. If we delete old account in your auto bank, do you lose your history? I believe we can archive that information out of AppFolio for payment history, but we will be updating our, like I said, prepaid balances or any amounts due with the next generation of statements scheduled for June for your July payment. My account is closed. I cannot get on it or the portal. Again, yes, the AppFolio portals to make payments are closed. And that was the purpose of tonight's meeting, to help everyone understand getting set up. What is the company name associated with the Tampa, Florida bill pay address? So you'll notice that the payment is made to Greenbrier at Whittingham or Whittingham Condominium Association, care of First Service Residential, a PO box in Tampa, Florida. And that is where the lockbox is maintained for check payments. It's payable to the association. So, and it would be payable to, are you a member of Whittingham or Greenbrier? Yeah, so it'd be Greenbrier at Whittingham. And no, not to First Service. That's just to mail it. But your payment is going to be made payable to the association. And I would put the First Service Residential account number in the memo field of your check. If I have direct payment now, will June 1 payment be paid by previous bank? If it's through AppFolio, then no. You would have to go through and set up. You would have to go and set up your ClickPay account. If it's an online bank, then I would recommend creating a new payee for your online bank. Can I disallow receiving snail mail and just do email? Yes, there is an option to opt out and receive electronic statements as opposed to paper statements. I never received statement with account number. Why not? And as I explained earlier in the presentation, we're just waiting on the mail. Those statements were mailed late last week. And if you don't have them by the middle of next week, I would recommend contacting the management office, and they can assist you. That's it for the questions from the chat. It looks like we don't have any questions remaining from the audience. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. I know it sounds confusing, but we'll work through it, and we're going to make it work for everyone. Thank you.